Hi, Cambridge Springs Public Library patrons. We're here for crafterNOONs again. I've been hoping that you guys are posting your pinwheel wreaths on our Facebook page so I can see them. One of my wreaths is on my front door, and the other one I'm using as a centerpiece on my dining room table. So today, as promised, we're going to be doing decoupage flower pots. So my daughter Aubrey did this one for me, and it's just a little tropical theme. There are flamingos in there, surprise, surprise, for any of you who know Aubrey. And it's just a little plastic pot that I had hanging around, and so we thought we'd pretty it up. And this one doesn't have any drain holes in it, so I just popped an existing one of my succulents in here. Got a little lean to it, but we like it anyway. And that brightened up my windowsill. So I'm going to show you how to do this. First, you need some sort of pot. This is an old terracotta pot. Down here I have a little metal bucket. You could do it on something like this. You could do it on a little wooden box. Modge Podge will stick to nearly anything. And what can you use to dress this up? You can use pretty colored napkins. Today we're going to go polka dot. And you can use old maps. You can use old books, not library books. You can use fabric, newspapers. You could use the comic section if you wanted to have it look a little graphic and fun. Sky's the limit, really. And you can choose how you want to do it. You can tear the things, you can cut them out into very neat squares and make it like a patchwork sort of thing. It's really endless. Now, if you're using napkins, the one thing that Aubrey had said was that they are 2-ply. And so you'll definitely want to separate the colored portion from this white backer, because when you start putting the Modge Podge on, it separates for you. And I happen to have Modge Podge, and there's all sorts of Modge Podge out there. This just happens to be matte. They have an outdoor one. They have all sorts. If you are quarantined without Modge Podge, if you have white school glue and water, just mix those in even proportions, and then you're all set. So this is super duper easy, guys, and I kind of started it for you here. So I'm just doing the tear method, and make sure if it's a pot that has a drain hole that you poke the drain hole in there. And so you just take a little dip of here and start. Let me focus my camera down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. My hand. Sorry. As you can tell, I'm professional at this, huh? So you just put a thin layer of Modge Podge underneath here, and quite especially for something like the terracotta, this is going to seal it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't tried putting dirt in here and watering anything. So proceed with caution. So then you just put your napkin on here, and I overlapped it, and that's just fine. So you smooth your napkin on there, and then you Modge Podge over that. And if it's got a place that it's not sticking, you put a little more Modge Podge under there. It's really forgiving. There's a little wrinkle. Look, I've got a little wrinkle there. So it's not dry by any means. So you pull it back up and you smooth it out with a little Modge Podge. And layers are best. And you continue on around your pot, and you end up with just a beautiful art project, you guys, that can dress up your Easter table. And gosh, it can be done by just about any age. Um, and it doesn't take very long to make this really pretty little pot. And then perhaps maybe you have saved some seeds from last year and you could plant some seeds. See there, we're almost done. You could plant some seeds and enjoy watching them come up. One of my Storytime kiddos gave me really lovely present of forget-me-not seeds. Hey, Miss Addie, if you're watching, thank you. And we planted those, and they are sitting on my windowsill, and they're getting ready to come up. So I'm excited to see them bloom. Okay, so I'm going to show you here. I've done that bottom, and see how I covered that hole? Well, there you go. You got that hole again. So your plants will drain. You don't want soggy bottoms in pie crusts or plants. So we'll trim this up. It's so forgiving. So forgiving, guys. Now, once, I feel like you've got this part, right? So once this, you get everything on there and it dries, you might want to put another coat on just to make sure that it's completely sealed. And then you're ready to pop a little plant right in there. And it'll look so adorable. So I hope you guys show me your projects. Get on our Facebook page if there's a craft that you think that you'd like to do and you have the supplies for. I'd love to do a craft with you guys. Next week's craft is going to be a little macrame plant hanger for your pot made out of t-shirts. So I know that a lot of us have been cleaning out under quarantine. Boy, those thrift stores are going to be just inundated by donations once we get out of here. And so maybe you have some old t-shirts that you've cleaned out. So we're going to make some t-shirt yarn and do some macrame to hang up our little pots. So take care, Cambridge Springs. Bye-bye.